The Dodgers' injury nightmare just got worse and fans are stunned. 4 of their biggest stars, Shohei Ohtani, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, and Clayton Kershaw, are either sidelined or facing serious setbacks, throwing the team's World Series hopes into chaos. Snell is shut down. Glasnow just hit the injured list. Otani still isn't ready to pitch. And Kershaw's rehab is dragging on. With the rotation crumbling and no clear return dates, the pressure is mounting in Los Angeles. What's really happening behind the scenes? And can the Dodgers survive this brutal wave of injuries? Stay tuned as we break it all down. If you're a Dodgers fan, this is the video you absolutely can't afford to miss. Make sure to like and subscribe right now so you never miss another major update, because the news coming out of Los Angeles is nothing short of jaw-dropping. The injury bug has hit the Dodgers in a way that's turning the entire season into a test of endurance, depth, and maybe even destiny. We're talking about an elite rotation that's suddenly looking fragile, and postseason dreams that are now hanging in the balance. So let's dive into what's really going on behind the scenes with the Dodgers, the latest on Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Shohei Ohtani, and Clayton Kershaw, and why this might be the most pivotal moment of the season. Let's start with Blake Snell, a pitcher who needs no introduction. He's not just a former Cy Young winner, he's done it twice. He was brought into this Dodgers rotation with sky-high expectations and a 5-year, $182 million contract to prove it. Fans were hyped. The front office was confident. The plan was clear: anchor the rotation with Snell's dominance and let the rest of the arms fall into place. But then came the shoulder discomfort. That's right, lingering, persistent pain in his left shoulder has forced the Dodgers to shut him down from throwing altogether. And that's a red flag. When a pitcher of Snell's caliber is told to completely stop throwing, that's not just precaution. That's serious. That's alarming. Especially when there's no timeline, none whatsoever, for his return. The organization is trying to protect his long-term health, but right now, fans just want to know, when is Blake Snell coming back? Because without him, this rotation feels incomplete. And for a team with World Series aspirations, that's a tough pill to swallow. Now imagine this: just when Dodgers fans are trying to wrap their heads around the Snell situation, they get hit with another gut punch. Tyler Glasnow, the flamethrower, the strikeout machine, the guy who's been showing flashes of Cy Young potential himself. He takes the mound against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and before you can even settle in with your popcorn, he's walking off the field after just 1 inning. What happened? Right shoulder discomfort. And if you've been following closely, you know this isn't just bad luck. This is the second start in a row where Glasnow couldn't finish. Last time, it was leg cramps. This time, it's the shoulder. And now he's been placed on the 15-day injured list. The team says they're hopeful. They say they're optimistic. But let's be real, there is no concrete timetable for his return either. And when there's no timetable, there's uncertainty. And when there's uncertainty, especially with multiple pitchers, it starts to feel like this season is skating on thin ice. Meanwhile, there's another massive name we need to talk about. The unicorn. The global superstar. The face of baseball itself, Shohei Ohtani. While he's still delivering at the plate, still electrifying fans as a designated hitter, we can't forget that Otani is also recovering from Tommy John surgery. The second one of his career. And that's no small detail. He hasn't pitched since 2023, and while everyone wants to know when he'll return to the mound, the truth is it's going to be a while. The Dodgers are being cautious, very cautious, and they've made it clear Otani isn't expected to pitch until after the All-Star break. That's a long wait, and it means that for the first half of the season, the Dodgers are effectively missing another top-tier starter. Think about that. Blake Snell out. Tyler Glasnow out. Otani not pitching. That's 3 ace-level arms gone. And just when you thought the list couldn't possibly get longer, boom. Here comes the legend himself. Clayton Kershaw. The heart and soul of the Dodgers for over a decade. A future Hall of Famer. A guy who's given everything to this team. He's also sidelined, recovering from left toe and left knee surgeries. Plural. Both leg issues. He's been on the 60-day injured list since March, and while there's finally a glimmer of hope, he recently pitched 3 innings in a rehab start with AA Tulsa. It's still a long road back. He's expected to stretch out to 5 innings and 75 pitches in his next outing with AAA Oklahoma City, weather permitting. But even if all goes perfectly, even if he comes back without a setback, the Dodgers have to ask themselves, how much can they really rely on a 36-year-old coming off 2 surgeries? So here we are. A rotation that was supposed to be one of the most dominant in baseball has suddenly turned into a patchwork. A puzzle missing key pieces. And the season marches on. The games don't stop. The division rivals aren't slowing down. The National League doesn't care about your injury report. And that's why the Dodgers are scrambling. They're digging into their minor league depth. They're calling up guys like Ben Kasparius, a name many fans may not even recognize. But he's getting a shot in the starting rotation, not because he's dominating AAA, but because there's simply no other choice. The team is running out of options. And when you're depending on untested arms, every game becomes a risk. Every inning becomes a trial. Every outing could be the difference between October dreams and October heartbreak. But that's not all. The front office isn't just standing around. They know what's at stake. And they're exploring trades. Scouring the league for available arms. Maybe it's a veteran rental. Maybe it's a surprise move for a younger, controllable starter. Either way, the Dodgers are on the phones, working the back channels, trying to find help before it's too late. Because if this pitching situation doesn't stabilize, the entire season could veer off course. And that's not hyperbole. That's the reality of baseball. One bad stretch, one overloaded bullpen, one overworked rotation, and suddenly you're clawing for a wild card instead of cruising to a division title. So what does this all mean? It means the Dodgers are facing one of the most challenging periods in recent franchise history. Not because they're losing games yet, but because the storm clouds are forming. And how they respond right now, how they adapt, how they adjust, that's going to define the entire 2025 season. Are they going to fold under the weight of these injuries? Or are they going to rise, find a way, and prove that this team is deeper, tougher, and more resilient than anyone imagined? Fans are watching closely. The entire league is watching closely. Because when a team with this much talent hits adversity, it becomes a test. A proving ground. And we're about to see what the Dodgers are really made of.